Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on this video. In today's video, I just wanted to talk about how I almost quit my job in September of 2023. It is now January of 2025, and I'm so glad that I didn't end up leaving the job. My job has been a blessing to me. I started working in the corporate world in October of 2012. So I've been in the job now for a little over 12 years. I've been married for 14 years. I've been in the job for 12 years. And it started to get rough. I started in Calgary, Alberta. I moved out from Ontario. I moved to Calgary, Alberta, which is a smaller town, smaller province. And I started working there. My kids are loud. I started working there. Everything was going good. And then I had my first daughter. And then we decided to move back to Ontario to be with family and all of that. And then I transferred to our office in Toronto, which was extremely toxic. It was very stressful to work there. Every day I would cry and pray and cry and pray and cry and pray. And I felt super stuck because it's more expensive to live in Toronto, and we needed the money. We had just purchased a home and everything like that. So, and then we were, having the babies and all that. So I was like, nope, there's no way I can quit or look for something else. And I felt like everything, like the job, even if I went to another job, it was going to be basically the same thing. So I stayed with it. And then when we made the decision to move back to Alberta, I actually decided that once we moved back and I got settled in, I was going to quit my job because I wanted to be a mother full time. I wanted to take care of my 3 kids. I wanted to be focused on them. And then I wanted my husband to, my husband was going to be the breadwinner and take care of the finances. When I got here though, my working environment was so much better. And just thinking financially, I was like, you know what? I've come this far. It doesn't make sense to quit my job now. All 3 of my kids are in school full time, which was a huge hurdle to overcome. And now we're finally in a position where we can actually make financial headway because cost of living is cheaper here. Like I said in my last video, we're able to keep our rental condo. Like we were able to keep the condo we were living in as a rental. Now we moved into our house. So did it really make sense to go ahead and quit my job, or could I stomach it and just keep going with it because the environment was so much better? So I actually had written my resignation letter for September of 2023. I moved back to Alberta in end of February 2023. And I knew that, okay, I give myself 6-7 months and then that's it. Didn't end up handing in the resignation letter. And honestly, at this point, I'm so glad that I didn't hand it in because I felt like a lot of the issues with my actual work were gone. And then the other part of it was I had more room to breathe here in Alberta. I just love living here so much better. I want to do a whole video on that. I know it's hard to be away from your family, and that's just the downside of it. That's the sucky part, but there's so many pros to moving to a lower cost of living area, having a better working environment, just all the stresses that come with living in a big city. I don't have here. It's like a city, but a small town at the same time. And and I think about all the financial things because I love budgeting and I love all things financial. And I was like, well, if I hung on for another year, another 2 years, another 5 years, what could we accomplish financially? And I love the FIRE movement, the financial independence, retire early. Not that I'm trying to retire early because I'm already old. I'm already 38, so that ship has sailed. But I was thinking it makes sense to be intense for a small amount of time and see what we can accomplish. So I said this in my last video that my goal is to pay off my rental properties and have actual rental income. So when that happens, that income could replace my income that I'm getting right now. So it would, instead of me just quitting my job and not getting anything, then we can actually be living off the rental income. But anyways, that was just a little tiny little recap of the time that I almost quit my job. Like, oh my gosh, like it just didn't make sense to me. If I quit my job, what was I gonna do? It's not like I didn't need the money, so I'd probably end up working some part-time job somewhere. My job, I've been there for 12 years. I have experience. I get benefits, and you know, it's a salaried job, so it's not stressful. It's not hard to do. It's just the people, the toxic people that are now gone. So, and then just also taking time for myself, my mental health. I mean, slowing down, planning things, pre-planning things. Like, in order for me to run my day properly, I have to sit down at the end of each night and plan my next day so that things run smoothly, so that I don't get overwhelmed. But I think it's worth it. I think that, yeah, I think I should stay in the job for a little bit longer. And my husband's now in school, which if I wasn't working, he wouldn't be able to be in school. He is an electrician, a licensed electrician, and he's also doing a second trade in instrumentation. So, yeah, and he's doing pretty good, and he's on a really good career track, but he needs to go to school to get his second certification and his second journeyman license. So yeah, I feel like in the end, it all worked out. I've been seeing so many videos about people leaving their jobs and just being unhappy and mental health and this and that and stuff. And I know I went through it, but for me, I feel like dealing with my mental health while working was what worked for me. And I think it's just so important. I think my mental health would be even worse if I left my job, to be honest. And I love the fact that I can accomplish my goals. Anyways, if you made it this far in the video, give it a thumbs up, give it a like. Let me know what you thought about that. And yeah, leave a comment below. See you in the next one. Bye.